goodness, it's a beautiful early spring day. Let's go fishing. Howdy folks, I'm Darren and welcome to Cross Timbers Outside. Glad to have you with us on this gorgeous, gorgeous first day of April. We had a lot of rain yesterday. I shouldn't say a lot, we had some rain yesterday. Sunshine today, rain tomorrow. We're in between two rain fronts and we are on the lake today. We're going to start out, it's about noon, or a little after. We're going to start out doing some long lining, trolling for crappie. We're going to use a couple different rods. I'm not one of these guys you see long lining with 30 rods hanging off the boat. I use 2, that's all. Sometimes 3, maybe 4. I just keep going up there. But I like to, if I can, if they're biting good and I know the depth and I've located the depth and where the fish are, I like to fish with just 2 rods, long lining. I know that's against popular belief. That's just what I prefer. I'm starting out with a couple of different rods, my lightning rods and this Crappie Max by Bass Pro Shops rod. It is a 6' 6" ultralight or light action. And it's got 6-pound braid with a 6-pound fluorocarbon leader. And we're going to be trolling with underspins. This one is an orange head with a Crappie magnet body tied. This one's tied with a Palomar knot, okay? The other rod that I'm going to be using is one of my Berkeley lightning rods, 8-foot, 2-piece with mono. And on that rod, I should have said the first bait I showed was a 1/16 ounce. This bait is also an underspin, 1/8 ounce to run deeper. It's tied with 4-pound mono on a loop knot. And both reels are PC Fun Viper X 2000s. This one's spooled with 4-pound Crappie Max high vis mono. The other one is, I said, spooled with braid. So let's get started. We're going to go up this creek channel and troll our way up the creek channel. And we're going to be trolling at about 0.75 miles an hour. And we're just going to cast these rods out the back of the boat. The surface water temperature is 61 degrees. We're using on our Garmin graph, we're using side scan to see what when we're trolling at this creek, to see what all we see on the graph, if we're going to be going over fish or not, or off to the sides of our boat. We have our graph set up to scan 60 feet each side of the transducer. And the transducer is mounted on the trolling motor. So, trolling is an excellent way to relax. Yes, you just sit back, put your rods out, sit back and let that trolling motor do all the work. And we are trolling at 0.83 miles an hour. This is a very relaxing way to fish. You don't have to stand with the rod in your hand, you just watch your rods for those bites. And you got to determine your depth. That's the key to long lining, is figuring out what depth those fish are and what depth your bait's running as you troll over those fish. You want your depth of your bait to be just a little bit above the fish, because crappie are up feeders. Now's the time of year, pre-spawn, to catch some big crappie. It's the time of year you'll catch your biggest fish of the year, often. So we got our fingers crossed. We're going to troll a little bit here through midday. Then we're going to go do some other type fishing as well. So stay with us. long lining is a very relaxing way to fish, but do not be surprised long lining if you don't get hung occasionally. That's just the nature of the game. If you're pulling up creek channels and there's some brush in those creek channels occasionally, you're gonna get hung in it and lose a bait. So that's just part of it. We've had no strikes so far at this creek channel, and really not seen any fish on the side scan at this creek channel yet. We're going to troll a pretty good ways at this creek channel and then turn around and troll back out, or we may fish some brush up here. Conventional fishing, sitting and casting out and pendulum our baits over the brush and see what happens. This lake is very busy today. It's a beautiful day between some rain, and there's a lot of people on this lake today. It's the boat ramp parking lot was crowded. I had to didn't have to wait my turn because there's like 6 ramps there at that particular spot. But man, the parking lot was full. And a lot of people had got here at daylight, and some people was coming in leaving. So maybe this afternoon the fishing will really pick up. We'll just have to see. We're going to have to fish however the fish want. To be fished for, whether it's vertical jigging or dock shooting or casting or long line trolling. It's April 1st. I guess that first creek channel we went up was nature's way of saying April Fool's Day. We didn't get a single strike up that first creek channel. And I really even seen no fish on the side scan. I saw no bait fish. So we've come to another creek channel. And let's go up this creek channel and see what this one may have to offer. We fished up this creek channel before on this channel. We done some vertical jigging up here on some brush we knows there. If we don't do any good going at this creek channel long lining, we may ride over and take a look at that brush and see where the fish are, if they might be on the brush, if we don't catch any at this creek channel. So stay with us. We're going to try creek channel number 2, further up the lake from the dam. That might be where we need to be. The water temperature up here is 61. All right, let's patiently wait. Okay, we got our first fish long lining. Don't feel like a very big one. Nope, it's a small one. A small black crappie. About 4 or 5 inches. It's a little one. Little bitty feller. And I'm telling you, long lining, man, you have to stay on your trolling motor or you'll veer off. I do not have a GPS trolling motor with spot lock and all that. I'm a simple fisherman, and I do have a co-pilot, and that is very important for long lining. Being able to control your trolling motor from anywhere in the boat. Goodness gracious, the wind has picked up, and current is tough for boat control to stay on top of some fish. I finally found a few fish. Caught 2 in the last 3 casts. Man, I've long lined, I've done all kind of casting. I've just rode around for over an hour and I just couldn't find no fish. Man, they're just gone from all the places that this time of year that I've had success in the past. But I have found some right up here. And they're deep. They're on about 20 foot of brush. And I mean about 26 foot of water. And the fish are suspended at about 15 feet. They're on the top of the brush. Let's see if we can catch another one or two here. You have to keep one hand on the trolling motor and one hand on your rod. I don't like anchoring in this deep of water. You have to let out so much line to stay steady that I'm not a big proponent of anchoring when the water's this deep and it's this windy. So now if the water was calm in deep water, I don't mind a bit to anchor. It's just about running the trolling motor constantly. And what I'm doing is just, there we go. Oh, it come off. See that? I'm just pitching my bait and letting it pendulum. These fish are that was 3 fish and 4 casts. These fish are pretty active right here. Fish that are legally big enough to keep, but I don't like cleaning fish that size, so that's why I refer to one as legal. Legal is a keeper. What I set for my own standards is a eater, and those numbers are legal size to keep. Here is, there was a fish, is 8 inches, and I like to keep fish 10 or bigger. If the water gets real rough, I'll put my life jacket on. There ain't no fish or nothing like that worth risking your life for falling in, and especially when you're, ooh, there was a bite. Especially when you're fishing alone, solo like I am, and I often do. There we go. There's a fish. He probably right at 8 inches. Turn him back. White crappie. Nice one too. Man, it is. There we go. That's not a big one. I could tell by the head shakes it was a crappie, but then I could tell by how easily I moved him. He was small. Boy, it has been a beautiful day. Windy earlier, but the wind has finally calmed down. Oh, there was a fish and I missed him. There we go. That's not a big one either. All right, we're going to have to find some bigger fish. There's some in here. I mean, it's like I catch about 4 or 5 of those little 5-inchers, and then all of a sudden you catch one pretty good. So there we go. Seen that line jump? That's not a very big one. If you don't use high-vis line crappie fishing, you're missing out. Man, you can see that high-vis line just jump. Even if you don't feel it, you can see it. And I have not found crappie to be line shy. I thought for a long time that they were. And I'm telling you, after fishing with a high-vis line for several years, I've come to the conclusion that high-vis line's the best thing since sliced bread when it comes to crappie fishing. There we go. Oh, I love them head shakes of a crappie. Black crappie. There we go. Seen that line go slack. Man, I'm telling you, about every one of these fish is the same size. What's up with that? There we go. That might be an eater. Gonna be close. No. He's probably a keeper, but not an eater. Keeper, but not an eater. My boat is gonna be filthy with all this pollen on the water. Look at it. Great day, the water's yellow in places. Oh, where's a fish? Oh, that feels like a pretty decent one. No. Black crappie, and he's about 6, 7 inches. He's going back to grow up. If you can see, I switched jigs and I broke off earlier. I've got on a black and chartreuse with a white head. Is that not a weird looking combination? But it's working. Oh, there we go. Oh. That fish felt like it had some weight to it. Oh yeah, that's probably a 9-incher. Probably. Let's just find out. He is 10. Okay. I must put some more water in that live well. Oh, there we go. That's a small one. That's probably about the 20th one of these I've caught today. It's about 5 inches. There we go. Black crappie. There we go. Man, I could catch, oh, he come off right at the boat. I could catch a 5 trillion crappie. And I'd never get tired of those head shakes. I'm telling you. Feeling how those things shake their head, trying to get rid of that lure. It's such a feeling on a rod, especially if you got a nice limber rod like this lightning rod. And this is a Berkeley lightning rod, 8 foot, 2-piece, ultra light action. Oh, and I'm hunting. There we go. Oh, that does feel like a better one too. See if I can flip him. That's a black crappie. That's the first eater black crappie I've caught. Boy, and I barely had him hooked. I don't know if he's an eater or not. He's a keeper for sure, but I don't know if he's an eater. Let's see, he is 9 3/4. Back he goes. I'm pretty particular about when I go to cleaning them and to eat. I like at least a 10-inch fish at the minimum. I just do. That's my preference. I know a lot of folks that they say the 8-inchers are just as good to eat as the 10s. And they probably are. I'm talking about the process of filleting and cleaning. And you get just a little bit more meat on a 10-inch fish. And 10 and up. There we go. That don't feel like a very big one. No. That was about a 6-7 incher. Thanks for being with us today. I really appreciate it. My goodness, it's been a good day out on the water. Windy for a little while, but this afternoon, this evening, the wind has calmed down. And boy, has it been just a nice, nice evening. We caught some fish. Some pretty decent ones. Good eaters. Good eaters. It's been a fun day. If we'd have caught 0, my goodness, what a beautiful, beautiful day. This is the day the Lord hath made. Let's rejoice and be glad in it. My goodness. How could you ask for anything more? Our Lord and Savior is so good to us, and we are so privileged to live in a country and in a place where we can get out and enjoy our freedoms like this. Thank you for being with me today, fishing. I really appreciate it. We got some camping trips coming up really, really soon. Hope you'll join us for those. Thanks for being with us. I really appreciate it here at Cross Timbers Outside. I really appreciate our subscribers, and we're hoping to really grow this channel. And it's not only going to be about crappie fishing, although if you enjoy crappie fishing, there is going to be a lot of crappie fishing, but there's also going to be a lot of camping trips, a lot of wild mushroom hunting, a lot of foraging for edible foods in the wilds. Me and my wife Susan, we really enjoy that, and just a whole lot of outdoors type stuff. Thanks for being with us. I really appreciate it, and I pray God blesses you and your family, and I pray y'all have a fantastic day.